Christine says, I left my crystals in the water. Is that okay? I've left my crystals in the water as well. As long as they're not water-soluble crystals, you are good to go. Good morning, Leanne. Okay. Hi, Matt. Good morning, Tiger Lily. What an amazing name. Hello, hello, hello. It's actually funny because I was talking to a client yesterday and Tiger Lily came up. So that's wonderful. It's one of my favorite flowers. Hi, Emily. Okay, so Friday the 13th, we need to talk about that first. And this is actually, I don't know why I'm smiling about it or laughing, but it just makes, I think it's Peony. She thinks it's funny. I want to tell you real quick that since the big upgrades, like we all had a big, massive upgrade on Wednesday, whether you, like whatever you were doing, you had an upgrade happen. And I felt it definitely shift things. Like with me, yesterday was a day that I just needed to completely unplug as much as possible and just kind of sit. And I did that most of the day and just kind of let the things, integrate inside of me. But Peony has been very chatty lately, but it's been very different in the way that we communicate, and it feels much more organic and almost like I just have a crazy little friend inside of my head telling me things. It's no big deal. It's totally fine. So she wants to talk to you guys about, first of all, hi Lori, hi Heather, hi Paula, Friday the 13th. What do we know about this? Why are some dates evocative of superstition or unlucky? Why do people think, oh no, if a black cat crosses your path, that's bad luck? What is the deal with all of these superstitions? Well, it's going to be really important to, just as we talk about the fairy tales having hidden within them so much truth in plain sight, it's the same thing with superstitions. So if you were to do a little research on Friday the 13th, which I will fully admit to you, I don't know much, but this is just what has come through. Allegedly, Friday the 13th was the day that Christ was crucified. And thus, that brings us to biblical reference, right? And tells us that that is an unlucky day. And somehow, this has carried on throughout our human existence in one way, shape, form, or the other, that we have this superstition for Friday the 13th. And it's happened over and over and over again. And we need to also, and again, haven't done this, but we need to also look at the numerology of this at the number 13 and really look at that. Because what has happened throughout history, and especially when we start talking about patriarchy and suppression of women and the power that women innately hold for creation, there are systemic things in place to keep us from accessing our true power. The power of numbers, the power of words, and the power of collective belief are all so huge, so immense, so powerful that they have to have systems in place to keep them in check. Friday the 13th is one of those things. This is a potent day. It is not unlucky. But if you collectively believe that Friday the 13th is an unlucky number, an unlucky day, and a day when everything is going to go wrong, believe you me, that is going to be exactly what happens. We are that powerful in creating our reality. But in the energetics of reality, which happen whether we believe them or not, this is a day of profound power that we can tap into, much like the 1111 portal. So today is a day where we can really tune into our own intuition. We can really throw some extra power into any manifestations. And today specifically is very special because we are about to hit the new moon in Scorpio. And to have this day, Friday the 13th, right before it, gives us this dark moon portal, okay? And I'm just gonna keep talking because I'm like, what am I talking about? So this is the dark moon portal. And today is an amazing day for you to truly access what it is you are, what you want, and how to move forward in that. So any vestiges that are still clinging to your field, hi Bridge, any vestiges of the old stuff that you're still kind of, you can't really let go fully because you're a little bit not sure, any of that stuff clinging to you, today is a wonderful day to clear it off of your system. If you can take a moment to do a little bit of a meditation, clear your energy field, and really just get in your body and feel what it is to be you in your own energy, because that is where your true power is. That is where your manifestation portal exists all the time within your own field. So today is an amazing day to just get quiet and listen to yourself. That's the magic. That's the witchy stuff. Everything else are tools, right? They're tools, they're implements, they're support systems, but you are the magic. You are the one that brings this in. So today is a wonderful day for that. And so, again, I say, if you have not done the water magic, do it today. It's on YouTube. Because this is going to help you to really tap in to how powerful your individual magic is, okay? Sips of coffee. Hi, Mariah. Hi, Aaron. Now, are you ready for this one? Because I've been sitting on it for a minute because it's kind of taken my brain and messed it all up. But you know how we talk about how time is not linear, right? And we talk about lineage healing and how in this now moment, whatever we do, whatever we heals our ancestors across space and time. We're doing the work for them. So, are you ready for this one? Peony was showing me, because I was asking her, like, why is this happening now? Why are so many star beings making contact here at this exact point in time? And has it happened before? And she said to me that, yes, has this moment ever happened before? Yeah, but not exactly as it's happening right now. And she showed me time as this kind of stretchy fabric, almost like pizza dough. If you imagine like rolling out pizza dough, and it's kind of stretchy and pliable, and time is like that. The fabric of our existence is like that. And she was explaining to me that we choose to put our consciousness into different places at different times. So right now, all of us have plugged into this now moment consciousness because we know this is a place where a huge shift can be made that changes the fabric of everything and smooths things out. So with that being said, history as we know it is not static, which means that everything we do, every decision we make changes everything around us across all space and time. This is totally overwhelming to think about, but at the same time, if you just like allow it to be in your field and sink in how it sinks in, it also gives us immense freedom and control in a non-restrictive way over where we go next. It makes it so much more of a grand adventure not to have things completely set in stone and this is how it is. She was also telling me that when people write things down, when history is recorded, that is usually one singular person sitting down in the midst of usually chaos and huge events, sitting down and recording one specific viewpoint that is usually agreed upon. And because of that, it is not an accurate representation of what actually occurred, what events happened, and usually does not include any of the people who were involved in making that reality true. What's recorded is what wants to be remembered. And when we look at history as a static truth, a recording of what really happened, we are lending our collective energy to that and keeping it very rigid, right? Now imagine if instead of doing that, we look at history as things that happened in someone's perception, but that can change all the time. And that there's all these different facets and angles to it that change constantly. And that we, accessing our past lives, can go back and see what truly happened, because we all have this ability. That means that everything is happening simultaneously and works together in like one organism, okay? So be aware, words matter. Writing down words matters. When you write something down, that is a magic spell. When you write something down, you are basically saying, this is a thing, this is a thought form. When somebody else reads it, they access your thought form. This applies to the highest level of, an intellectual book that somebody could write, to a comment on Facebook. That's how powerful it is. So we need to be very conscious of the fact that anything we put out there is actively creating and undoing and shifting the world around us in all space and time. If that feels overwhelming, maybe it needs to. Maybe it needs to feel overwhelming, because the truths that we cling to so tenaciously are not our truths if we truly look at them, okay? So you need to constantly ask yourself, what is true to me? What do I actually believe, right? Because, and this actually goes back to when I was in high school, and I had this amazing history teacher. And obviously when you're in public school, there's a specific curriculum you have to follow. But I remember the first day of class, she said to us, here's your history textbook. Just remember, history is written by the victors, and they're usually white men. And she was like, boom. So she's like, I'm going to teach you these things, but please keep your minds open and understand that perspective. She was also the one who handed us this little diagram to show us that basically 6 different entities owned all of the media in the world. All of the networks, all of the things were all funneled through six companies. So basically, the truth you're receiving when you watch the news, a television show, a magazine, a newspaper, whatever it is all coming from only 6 sources. I don't know what that number is now. This was back in 1999. But the point is, if you give your energy and your power to what other people have created, you are allowing that to be the most dominant reality. But you have a choice, and you don't need to do that. So we all have within us this internal lie detector called our bodies. When you receive information, let your body tell you. Your brain, unfortunately, cannot be trusted all the time because it receives programming from birth. So in order to trust thinking, we have to first get in touch with the feeling of your body and then let that trickle up and affect the mind, okay? So when you are, let's say this is just a really random example, but let's say you are with a person who everybody thinks is awesome, right? They're like, this person is the best. She's really good at this, and this. I trust everything she says. You're gonna love her, la 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 la, all the stuff, right? You go and you meet this person, and immediately you're just like the energy is not good. But everybody says this person is awesome. So maybe you shouldn't trust your gut feeling, and you should associate with this person anyway, because if everyone else says that this person is great, who are you to disagree? Maybe you're just being bitchy. Maybe there's something about you that, feels intimidated by this person. And that's all possible. But if your body is telling you that that person's energy doesn't feel good to you, that's what you need to listen to above all else. And when you do that, you don't need to also supply judgment. And that's the big thing. Somebody whose energy is toxic to you may not have toxic energy for another person. That energy may just be toxic for you. And so you need to make your decision for yourself only and allow every other person to have their path, right? Because often, and I've definitely fallen in this many, many times in my life, if somebody's energy doesn't resonate for me, it's hard for me to fathom how their energy could resonate for somebody else or somebody that I'm close to or I care about and I love. And so I just don't understand it. It's like, their energy is so repulsive. How can you like this person? But that's not for me to say. And that's the lesson that I've definitely learned. It's not for me to say, and it's not for you to say. What is for you to say and what is for me to say is that this energy does not work for me. And so I'm making a decision for me. And I respect your sovereignty, and I respect your decisions, and I respect that your perspective and experience of this person is completely different than mine, and that's okay. And that, my friends, is the magic sauce. Because when we can accept that other people have different realities and perspectives of the same things, we're all good. We don't have to fight anymore, right? Because what we're really doing when we insist upon one specific right way or one perception is we're taking our egos and saying our egos need to be running the show. Any argument you have, and like this is a prime example because we're in the middle of a very divisive political event. If you have ever tried to understand how one of your friends or family members could vote for whatever party you are not supporting, you know that that argument literally goes nowhere. There are no words that you can speak to change somebody else's mind and energy. Words don't do that. They don't, not in that way. So if you can accept that other people perceive things differently and have completely different experiences from you, even if they're right next to you, that takes you into your own sovereignty and puts you in charge of your own reality completely. And it's a lot less stressful for you because you don't then have to save everybody, right? There's nothing for you to fix, no one for you to save, and you can instead do the much harder work of focusing your energy here, doing your healing, figuring out who you are and what you came here to do, and realizing that you are in control of energy and matter, and you manipulate this on a daily basis with your thoughts and your words and your actions. And you can start doing things that create the reality you truly want to be in right now, regardless of whatever anybody else is doing. This is real stuff. It is not bypassing. And if you start to implement this in small ways in your life, you will see that it is very fast and it really happens. But you have to truly let go of your desire to control other people's perceptions and to change their paths. It's acceptance. It is Christ consciousness. And that is the energy coming through right now as well. So let me take another sip of coffee. I'm like, whew. When you're able to receive and take responsibility for whatever is happening in your life, you are then what is the word? You're leveled up. If you're able to accept all of the good things that happen to you and all of the bad things that happen to you, if you're able to receive that energy and turn it into something else, you are modeling the same energetic technique that the earth itself uses to recycle and transmute energy. And we have this ability as well. We are not just sitting here being bombarded by energy and not having any way, shape, or form to do anything about it. That's not it. We are very much like the earth in that we can receive energy and turn it into something else. We have that ability. So just remember, as you move through the rest of this month, that you are the one who gets to decide what is true for you, and nobody but you has to agree with that. But I will tell you that when you do that, when you stop needing other people to be listening to everything you're saying and agreeing with everything you're saying, and instead you worry about yourself believing, you will attract an amazing, amazing group of people around you, maybe not immediately, but eventually, who are resonating on that same frequency. So if you're in that kind of weird liminal space right now where you're in between and your friends over here don't feel close anymore and you feel kind of lonely and you're like, what did I do wrong? Just hang tight. Your people are coming. Keep that frequency. Hold the high note, because that's what our job is right now. Holding the high note and keeping the vision of what we want our lives to be forefront. Because I'm telling you right now, while I see collectively a lot of people taking this like deep breath in and thinking that, yay, things are going to be okay, there's hope, woohoo, just watch out for that, because that is also complacency, and we don't have time for that either. There is no political party that's going to fix what is wrong with humanity, because what is wrong with humanity is that we have lost touch with our hearts, and we have lost touch with our sovereignty. That doesn't get fixed by politics. But what politics do, absolutely do, is they divide. They separate us. They us versus them, which decreases our power exponentially. So don't allow that to happen. Don't let two men who do not know you, who are not really going to be affected either way by any of these things in their actual lives, don't let them be the ones who divide you, who put you in a bad place. We are holding the high note. Whatever happens, trust that it's meant to happen, and trust yourself. Trust your inner knowing. And we are going to be more than fine, because I am already seeing it. This week, I have had the pleasure of doing a few one-on-ones again, and it's been so long, and I have been so delighted by my people, because some of us have been working together for months and months, have been, for a while, beginning of pandemic time, and most of my peeps are doing awesome. They are in their sovereignty, they're clicking into their path, they're like, okay, I'm ready for this. I'm getting myself ready, and I'm seeing the energy shift generally. So we're doing the work. It is working. So feel good about that. But stay in that. Stay in that. Keep your power here. Don't give it away. And that is what I have to say on this Friday the 13th. And one more thing for you guys before I skedaddle. I am going to be pulling a card for your weekend energy from one of my faves. That's an annoying table. The Rumi Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Just to give you something to read. These are usually very verbose. And I'm looking forward to our new moon ceremony on Sunday at 4 p.m. Again, if you're not part of Restoration and you would like to join that, I will be posting a link on my Facebook today that you can sign up, or you can just join Restoration and you'll get your email. Again, if you're already in Restoration, don't sign up again. You don't need to do that. All right. Okay. This is pretty. It's the Celestial Rose of Ma. I'll post this in the Facebook group because you really can't see that great. But it's number 10, Celestial Rose of Ma. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm just read one part for you because this is long. Whatever your thorns are or have been, be willing to deal with them, to face them, and most importantly, to release them without any shred of doubt, shame, guilt, or recrimination. They have served, and now their purpose has been completed. The celestial rose of Ma promises a gift worth so much more than any pain you are holding on to. So release to receive now. Can you sense the dew-soft petals and luscious fragrance opening to you now? Can you? I love that. All right, I will post this in the Facebook group so you can read the poem and search through all the words and find the things that are perfect for you. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. Enjoy your Friday the 13th. I will see some of you on Sunday, and thank you for being here. If you have been enjoying videos, please subscribe if you're on the YouTube, and share with your friends. It helps me so much. I'll see you guys on Monday. Well, some of you on Sunday, but I'll be back Monday with the update. Mwah.